everybody, it's your favorite friend and fiend, Kenneth Ramone. I'm back here again in the Cruiser Bruiser. Back with you this time with another awesome-tacular, extra spectacular, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious movie review for you today. And today I will be reviewing the new found footage movie, Hosts. Well, you guys, it's nice and cloudy today. Looks like it's gonna rain. Got some birds behind me fighting over a piece of bread. The weather looks like absolute crap. So I thought, hey, why not make a movie review for you guys today? So yeah, guys, I was watching my favorite YouTubers, go into Walmart and check out the new releases and whatnot. And then I saw one of them pick this movie up. And when I saw the cover, I was like, wow. That looks like the Blair Witch Project. And you guys know me, I love the Blair Witch Project and found footage movies and that genre. So I definitely wanted to check this movie out. And you guys, I will say, this is a pretty decent flick. So Host, it centers around these 4 teenage girls right here. And this guy as well, but he pops in and out in the movie. So these 4 friends, they're bored, they're stuck at home, they have nothing to do. They're in the middle of quarantine, this pandemic going on. So why not log into Zoom, meet up with one another, try to connect when they're so disconnected, and I don't know, maybe perform a seance or something like that. Wouldn't that be cool? And that's exactly what these kids do, and why not? I mean, what could go wrong? As long as we just take it seriously, it seems like fun. And at first it's just fun and games to these girls. They bring in somebody to do the seance, and then all of a sudden they're speaking to the spirit, and then it just takes that one person just to not take anything seriously and just to say the wrong things and just kind of bring in that negative, unwanted energy to this group meeting. And for the most part, you guys, I felt like I was in an actual Zoom meeting. I feel like the producers hit the nail right on the head. There were times where the audio cut out and instances where people were talking, but the audio just wasn't in sync. And that kind of happens with Zoom sometimes, but I do see some flaws in their use of Zoom. It just feels like this movie's just a little bit overproduced. It feels like you're watching a movie. Whereas, movies like the Blair Witch Project, it felt like you were actually watching found footage. Somebody just dug up these tapes from the woods and just found this footage of people who went missing, and it felt very real. You kind of second guess yourself, maybe this movie is real. I really didn't get that vibe. I want to say for the first half, it really took some convincing for me. I just do not believe that these people are friends. There's no chemistry there until you get to the second half where everything goes berserk and they're fearing for their lives. There's this one actress who is really, really good. She's just crying and, snot bubbles and whatnot, kind of like the Blair Witch, right? Everything happens just so fast in the second half of this movie. It just feels like a roller coaster. Once the spirit comes into play and then everything starts shaking and moving, objects get thrown around. I just love this part of the movie. And there's even this little concept that they played with of Zoom backgrounds and the effect that has where you think that everything is okay just because you're watching a pleasant background, and all of a sudden you never know what's behind that screen, right? And, and I will say this movie does pretty decent with jump scares. It's not jump scare galore. And I really like this one scene where one of the friends hears some creepy noises. So they go into their hallways and you're just watching it from their perspective and you don't see anything. You just see the hallways. And the whole time I'm all hiding behind my blanket, right? I'm expecting something to jump, right? And then the whole time you don't see anything. You just see the friend say, "Oh my God, what is that? What is that?" And then on the other friend's side of Zoom, they don't see anything. They're like, "What? I don't see anything." And then the other friend just scrolls in with their camera. "Do you see it now? Do you see it now?" And then still you don't really see what they're seeing, but you could tell that they're so terrified of what they see. And that's what I love about this movie, where it's very similar to the Blair Witch Project. And I'm sorry, I'm going to draw many comparisons to that movie, but it's like with Blair Witch Project where they're running in the woods and they're like, "Oh my God, what is that?" And then you just don't see it from your end, but you genuinely feel like they're being attacked. And, they're really fearing for their lives. There's really good acting in this movie. And it also takes you off guard too, because you're just like wondering, what is it? What is it? What is it? And then all of a sudden something else happens that you do not expect. You do see the creature eventually. I prefer when you actually don't see anything like that effect that psychological horror has with you. It's in the Blair Witch. It's in the movie Jaws too. You know, when you don't see the shark at all is the scariest parts of the movie. What I really love about this movie is you kind of get the spirit's perspective as well. And like objects that are in the background and the way these victims die is like a reflection of what the spirit went through. You often get movies about hauntings and, you know, spirits that are after teenagers, but you never really understand why the spirit is after these teenagers in the first place. And you kind of get that with this movie, and that's where this movie shines. Now, if you do class or if you work on Zoom frequently, you're going to love the ending of this movie. And I won't spoil it for you, but there's a bit of comic relief in there, and it's very much appreciated. I will say how they did the credits was super brilliant. I didn't even know that the credits were up. I was just lying in my bed waiting for something to jump up. I'm just like back over here, just totally freaked out. And then I look closer and I'm like, oh, those are the credits. I will say this movie had a long-lasting effect on me. The same night I had class and I was just looking at other people's Zoom backgrounds. I was looking at people's doorways in the background, just expecting something to move. And that's kind of the effect this movie has on you. There are movies that are like it. I mean, there's Unfriended, of course, and Searching, which takes place entirely on a computer screen. But I feel this movie did a great job in taking that to the next level, especially in our current situation where Zoom is like the most popular program that we are using as far as working from home and doing classes online. So I feel like this movie succeeded in kind of bringing that fear aspect in using Zoom. Alrighty guys, well before we get to my final rating on this movie, I just want to say thank you so much for watching my video. If you're enjoying it, please give it a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe if you're new to the channel too. I appreciate all the support. Thank you. Alrighty guys, well taking the first half of this movie into consideration and the awesome build up in the second half, I'm gonna give this movie an A-. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10, but still a crisscross awesome sauce rating from me. Have you guys seen Host? Let me know what you guys thought about it. And what is your favorite found footage movie? For me, it'll always be the Blair Witch Project. However, I really did like the Dinosaur Project as well. Let me know, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching my video, guys. Kenneth Ramon, signing off.